Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Keegan. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave your opinions down in the comment section. Earl Sweatshirt, Feet of Clay. Earl Sweatshirt is an American rapper and record producer who was previously under the hip-hop collective Odd Future with fellow member Tyler the Creator. He's been going strong in the music scene for the whole decade at this point, even as a solo artist, releasing his debut mixtape in early 2010. Since then, he has released 3 studio albums, all have been critically acclaimed. His second EP, following 2018's smash success of an album, Some Rap Songs, which I did in fact go back and listen to before coming to this EP. And it seems like this EP isn't more so of a B-side or rarity collection, more like an expansion or an extension into some topics he didn't fully delve into on Some Rap Songs. Does it fit those shoes? Let's find out as I review this EP track by track. Let's start with the opener 74, which actually took me a decent amount of time to warm up to. The extremely melancholic and avant-garde bluesy instrumental feel completely isolated from Earl's rapping, and he doesn't even try to get back on beat. Normally I would hate this, but this feels like an improvement to tradition. Purely a bar track, no hooks to speak of, it feels very raw and extracted from the soul. Earl also really shows off his lyrical ability here with these well-written, really well-performed rhyme schemes. Lyrically, it's actually pretty bleak about phones making people vicarious, and the line, selling kids culture with death circling like carry-on, is a dark as hell line. I'm shocked I'm even hearing it on a rap song. The song is very intense. Tough listen, but certainly worth your time. East also took me a bit of time to adjust, but for a completely different reason. This song features a squawking accordion as the only hint of an instrumental. No trap drum, no synth melody, just the accordion, which I thought was a complete nightmare on first listen. But now it starts to remind me of a slightly stripped back version of Psycho by Denzel Curry and Slow Tie, which I loved. Yet again, we have another isolated flow, which I don't hate. The lyrics have a very dark undertone to it, basically about how he resorted to alcoholism after the grief of losing his girlfriend. In my opinion, this is probably the most engaging song from this album. M-Tune, I believe that's how you pronounce it, has this really warm yet still vacantly cold feeling to it. Earl gets a bit closer to the instrumental, but is not quite there yet. He still has nice fluidity to his flow, though. This track overall feels a bit underwhelming when compared to the previous 2 songs. It just has little impact in the grander scheme of this EP, and kind of just floats on by without notice. We do get a vague topic at the end of the song, how he's still got some bones to pick with his father, who recently passed away in 2018. Overall, in my opinion, it's the most throwaway song on the EP. Not bad, but quite a bit forgettable. OD is definitely one of the most engaging songs here by a fair margin. Earl really shows how well he can hold people's interest in this song, at least to me. He's not rapping for style, or for cadence, or anything like that. He's rapping because he wants you to hear his message. This is a very captivating song despite his rapping being fairly cold, one-dimensional, and monotone, which I think adds to the overall engaging factor. Lyrically, it's a lot about mental health, introducing kids to violence at young ages. I really enjoy this song quite a bit, probably one of the best moments here. El Toro combo meal with Mavi is a bit of a switch up from the previous songs. Mavi opens up with a lot of passion in his verse, and he's actually quite on beat, which is a completely different lane than anything I've heard on this EP so far, to the point where it almost feels taboo. Earl has the last third of the song, and he sounds happy, weirdly enough. He's got a warm flow and paired with this ethereal instrumental. He's talking about putting his fears in a box and how he's got wings. It's really uplifting, especially on an EP where most of the topics have actually been pretty grim. It's actually a pretty good song. I would recommend checking this one out over all the others. TISK Cookies is one of the rare times when Earl is actually on the beat, especially on the TISK part of the song, which is really only about a third of the song. However, that doesn't mean I'm shaming the cookies portion either, which is also really good. It feels like Earl is just letting these bars out without a second thought. Just completely effortless. It sounds fantastic. The transition between the 2 parts of the song is also really good, and both have a nice jazzy blues-influenced instrumental, with Cookies being a much heavier and deeper version of that. Probably my favorite from this EP. And finally, the closer 4N with Mock Homie, which essentially takes up a good third of the entire EP's runtime at 4 minutes 48 seconds. The instrumental is reversed, which is a nice touch to the overall scant feeling of the song. Mock has more of a singing performance here, which is very quiet and in the background, almost getting completely drowned out at times. Earl's verse, however, is nice. The flow is consistent, and it just works really well. However, it's way too slow of a burn to sit for nearly 5 minutes. This one's a pass from me. Overall, there isn't much negative I can say about Feet of Clay. This is a message that Earl wants to get out into the world. He isn't making music for money, these are his stories, and I'm enjoying reading them alongside him. Some songs may be throwaways, not too much substance, but overall I went on a journey with this EP, and I'm happy I did. I'm feeling about a 7.5 out of 10 on this EP. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.